to Cover Judgers The Hits Part 2 for July 2015. If you missed out on Part 1, you can follow the links below where we go over our favorite first comics of the month.
There's a little table of contents down there.
Right there.
For your pleasure. Yeah, it's down here.
Stop that. For Part 2, we discuss our favorite comics of the month, and we start off with 3 honorable mentions that just missed the cut. Each of us will get 30 seconds to introduce a comic that we thought was right up there. Colby, you're up first.
All right.
For us.
I chose Constantine the Hellblazer, DC Comics, written by James Tynion IV, Ming Doyle, also co-writer. Riley Rossmo does the art. Thank you. Let me just say that I'm down with this new Constantine story arc. It jumps right in and lets his history play out. There's a comedic tone to All the Darkness, which is brilliantly done. His bisexual nature is a fun, small aside, too, and plays just fine into the storyline. Last issue's casual walk through New York's thin places, and even the description of such a place was mesmerizing. It went something like this: places with echoes of arcane power. Sometimes you can trace it back to a moment in time, an atrocity.
You're all done!
For eternity. Sometimes you can't, maybe
Stop.
That's like 40! Colby knows it's only 30 seconds, and he knows he can't read that fast out loud. But he tries.
Constantine.
Constantine is pretty good, though.
It's
I
really
like Jason
good.
IV. I like Riley Rossmo the most.
The mostest.
He's literally walking through New York. And
Stop! It's
No,
over!
it's just-
The dream is
it's
over!
just so well done.
It was pretty cool.
What's your last word? Say 3 more words about it. They don't have to be in a sentence, just descriptive.
The background
No,
art.
3!
The background art. The background art.
The background art
Oh.
is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
As he's walking through New
God.
York,
More
it's
words.
amazing.
What'd you pick, Seth?
I chose the Omega Men #2, written by Tom King and art by Barnaby Baginda. I've never read a Green Lantern comic or an Omega Man comic, but this story, only 2 issues in, is a super cinematic story about an intergalactic kind of terrorist group that is on shaky ground morally, and really introduces a lot of religious themes, and it's just really, really well done. Art-wise, story-wise.
You're done. You're
That's
done.
my worst one yet.
Is it?
The third one was just as good, if you haven't read that one yet.
Is it set in the modern time or is it?
I don't know, I mean,
Space, dude.
Oh, this is in space. Because that.
yeah.
Just because
Kyle
of the writing. The
Kyle
writing looks like
Rayner
a-
is the White Lantern, whatever that fuck that means.
The Green
You
Lantern
know what that
part.
is?
The lantern part throws me
No.
off and makes me not want to read it.
Heard
Well,
it. but
I
don't
picked it
know.
up without even knowing it was a Green Lantern book, and it's a little confusing getting into it, but it's really cool. My first try is the
I
last
was gonna
couple
do a
of
second
videos
try
were
and actually watch the
on point.
counter.
We're on point.
Well, that was my pick, my honorable mention for the month of July. Nicholas, what do you got?
My turn, eh? I picked the conclusion of one of my favorite books, Zero, by
That's it.
Gail Scott. This is the end. It's over.
So 3 trades.
This is the end.
4 trades. If you're not familiar with Zero, each one has a different artist. This one happens to be my hashtag art crush, Tula Lotte. Sup, girl? I am not even going to try to explain the meandering, strange tale of Edward Zero, but just understand this is the story of Edward Zero. He's a secret agent, he has left the agency, and some weird, weird stuff happens to him. This particular issue, number 18, is the conclusion of his story, and gosh darn it, it was the most beautiful, awesome, definitely the most emotional of this arc, and I loved it. I won
Good shit.
the 30-second round.
You won.
Yeah, you guys are getting gacked on Double Dare, and I get a sweet new Super Nintendo. No, I didn't practice it.
Up next, we get to
Just-
talk as long as we want about our favorite comic of the month.
No, we didn't read it. He's just judging the cover.